Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. So if you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you with another Let's Play episode of Echo. So, since the last video, what happened is that Flynn went off the deep end and kind of just exploded on everyone, and we found out some secrets that that are possibly being hid. We shall see. So, without further ado, let's jump right back into it. Okay. Bittersweet memories flooded in. That rock is almost as much a staple of my childhood as the actual lake is. It's weird like that. Every memory I have of this place is dreamy and gold-tinged, but always has a hint of sadness about it, no matter what the situation is, or was. Jen is standing in front of Leo, her arms folded as she talks to him. I can't see his face, but his posture is sagging and his ears are down, looking way older than he actually is. I stand back for a while, feeling awkward about intervening at this point. Leo occasionally shakes his head, then takes out his phone to look at it. I can see Jenna's getting annoyed, but then she says something and Leo turns his head to look back at me. I seize up for a second, but Jenna is beckoning me with her paw while Leo isn't looking. I start stumbling over the rocks towards them as Leo looks back down at his phone and Jenna starts walking towards me. Just talk to him, he'll listen to you. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Leo. She passes by me, going back towards the trail. Sure, he'll probably listen to me, but I have no idea what I should say. The rocks are actually hard to navigate, especially when you don't have any protection for your feet. I'm almost to the boulder when my foot catches on the edge of a rock and I yelp and fall forward, knees first into the sharp rocks. Ah! Pain shoots up my legs and my eyes clench shut as I cringe silently. Shit, you alright? I look up and see Leo looking down at me, his ears up now at the sound of my fall. Yeah, I'm fine. Leo frowns and reaches over with a paw, which I grab onto and pull myself up with. I make my way around him, being a little more careful about where I put my feet as I position myself next to him against the boulder. I put both my paws behind myself and heave myself up on top of the boulder, letting my legs dangle over the side. Ugh, I'm so damn clumsy. You're an otter. Wow, asshole. I say it jokingly, but Leo's not really smiling. Instead, he sticks a paw back into his pocket and pulls out a slightly flat-looking cigarette. I give a start and stare. I shouldn't be surprised. I could smell it on him when I first got here. It's just that I'm not used to seeing him do it. He started right after I left. He pulls out a lighter, lights it, takes a long drag, then blows the smoke out the side of his muzzle, away from me. You're meant to swim, not walk on rocks. I mean, technically Carl is built for that, and he's still falling down all the time. I think that's because Flynn's always tripping him with his tail. Speaking of Carl, grunting, I lean over sideways and look at the side of the boulder. I find what I'm looking for instantly, a series of chips and scratches outlining the rough figure of a canine with a long cape and an S on his chest. Ha! Still there. Carl's drawing? Shit, I forgot about that. Never finished it, did he? Nah, but it's pretty good. Remember how Super Wolf was the only thing he talked about that summer? Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, and the movie wasn't even that good. He loved it, though. Yeah, and I guess that's all that really mattered. Leo grimaces and reaches over to my knee. I wince and look down as he puts his thumb and index around the cut that I hadn't noticed until now. Blood is oozing through the fur and leaking down my shin. We'll need to clean that out. I shrug. It's not a big deal. Nah, we'll stop at the convenience store and get some peroxide. There's some nasty shit around this lake. It's fine, seriously. Just to be safe. I smirk. Safe? Like this? I reach up and grab at the cigarette dangling from his lips. He's quick, though, and whips his head away before taking it out of his muzzle. Hey! Don't hey me. Why the fuck are you smoking? His ears fall flat again and he glares. Why the fuck do you care? He spits that out with so much venom that I lean away from him, eyes wide. He's never talked to me like that before. I was joking, too. What? Leo quickly looks away and doesn't say anything. I stare at his face for a while. Watch his eyes flick around as he just shakes his head. Are you still mad at me? We talked... Of course I'm still mad, Chase. Talking doesn't fix 3 years. All the progress I thought we made on Saturday was an illusion. Leo's just as upset as he'd always been about what happened. I don't know what you want me to say. What do you want me to say, Leo? That I was wrong to leave? That I should have just stayed here? Not leaving me in the dark would have been a good start. Yeah, I fucked that up, but it happened and I can't fix that. What do you want to happen now? Leo stretches his arms out to either side in one giant shrug. I don't know. This is already familiar. 1,000 past fights flash through my mind. Did we ever agree on anything? I slide off the boulder and Leo snaps his muzzle toward me, probably thinking I'm gonna leave. Instead, I lean one paw against the rock as I turn to glare at him. It feels better yelling at someone standing up rather than sitting down. Oh, I know exactly what you want. Oh, do you? You just want me to drop everything and come back here, back to Echo. When did I ever ask you to drop anything? I just want to know if you're coming back. How am I supposed to know that? Why can't you plan ahead farther than next week? I swear, it's always like this with you. I let out an exasperated laugh. I'm 21! I don't fucking know anything about anything! How should I know what I want? Well, I'm here. Do you want to come back and live with me? We always planned for it. His voice softens and I pause. Thinking about it right now, it is something I would want. It's just... Is Echo so bad that its negatives outweigh my benefits? I mean... I gesture at the town in the distance, looking as shitty and rusted as ever, then to the lake, looking as shitty and mucky as ever. Then to the desert around us, looking as shitty and dry as ever. I let the scenery speak for itself. So, yeah. Leo rolls his eyes. Pooh, chica, Otter, I'm starting to think you just want an excuse not to be around me. I'm starting to think that what Flynn said was true. He looks straight at me, eyes narrowing over his muzzle, his nostrils flaring. What? I'm not obsessed with you. I miss everyone, that's all. Is that wrong? I go quiet for a while and turn to look back over the lake, squinting at the bright, reflective flashes of light. It can be. But then I don't even know if he's telling the truth. He'd never say whether or not this whole thing he'd planned was just for me. He doesn't say anything, and we just sit there for a while. Even for a wolf, his whole sticking together thing is a little intense. He'd brought us together at the very beginning, sure, but after Sydney it was on a whole different level. He'd barely ever let us leave his sight. That's when I notice a dark figure across the lake, walking on the side of the road. It's Flynn, and he's heading back to Echo. I can see that Leo spotted him too, his ears and eyes following him, but he doesn't say anything. Finally, I speak up. So, is what he said about me true? No. He says it quietly, but the answer's instant. Really? Leo takes another drag on the cigarette. Weirdly enough, I actually kind of like the smell of the smoke. I think his problem with you is that you don't act like you used to as a kid, or a teenager. He's told me before. I mean, you used to be a snarky motherfucker, even more than you are now. My stomach sinks. Yeah, you grew up, mellowed out. Again, my insides twist and I don't trust myself to speak right then. Leo gets the wrong idea and smiles, putting his arm around me and pulling me up to his side. What he said about everyone was total bullshit, especially Jenna. His whole family mantra did have its limits. The fact that Leo is so defensive of Jenna's decision to leave her family shows what a piece of shit they really are. I'm just glad that he's changed the subject, though. Leaning my head on his shoulder, I let his hold comfort me. He's still watching Flynn. Pooh, chica, I can't fucking believe he did this now. Idiot! Idiot! Leo shouts it loud across the lake, and if I could, I'd lower my ears like a canine. I see the small figure that is Flynn turn around and look back at us. He stays like that for a while. It looks like he's examining us. Finally, he turns back around and keeps going towards Echo. Fucking idiot. How the hell am I going to go ahead with what I planned this week? In the past, Flynn would have his blow-ups, then get over it, and so would we. But this time really did feel different. It was like he'd been chipping away at our group for years, and finally this is what broke it into pieces. Now there's no putting those things back together. Maybe it would have been better if we didn't come here. It's sort of my fault. Nope, it's Flynn's fault. It's stupid to blame yourself. I don't know, we always had problems. Probably would have been better just to leave things as they were. No! Jesus, why does everyone act like this whole thing, Echo, our friendship, is some sort of horrible tragedy? It hasn't exactly been a walk in the park. Life isn't a walk in the park. This is where we come from. Find some good in it instead of bitching about everything. It could be so much worse. My parents told me stories about their hometown. And compared to where I was born, this isn't shit. He huffs out smoke through his nose, not bothering to blow it away from me this time, and I'm engulfed in the smell of tobacco. I mean, not to be an asshole, but you gringos have it easy. My mom got a phone call almost every month telling her they'd kill my dad just because they had money. Leo's always been good at making me feel like a spoiled brat. I'm sorry. His arm tightens around me, and I turn my head to rub my nose into his chest. I can smell his musk under the heavy deodorant. It's a familiar smell I like. Don't be. I mean, we all play our cards, right? But try to have a little more perspective. He leans his chin on the top of my head. I feel like we should have some boundaries since we're not exactly a couple anymore, but this feels right. I love this town, and I love you guys. I just want things to work out, not to lose touch. We had something really special. You're such a wolf. Thanks. I lay a paw on his thigh and rub it slowly, thinking. I mean, is there really no way you could leave with me? It would make things so much easier. Please don't ask that. I can't leave them. I could never do that. You know this. Of course I did. We've argued about it over 100 times already. I squeeze his thigh. So, are you still mad at me? I listen to Leo breathe in deeply, my head rising with his chest. No, Water, I'm not mad. We just have a lot of things to figure out, but we will. I guess that's as good a place as any to leave off, so I moved on to another subject. So now that Flynn's fucked up the trip, what do we do next? And that is where I am going to pause it. Thank you all for watching this next episode of Echo. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. I'm really excited to see where this leads. I'm really kind of dreading and anticipating the horror element in this because I like these characters, you know, except for Flynn. I do not like Flynn, but I understand him. I understand why he's so upset. Hopefully he'll get some kind of redemption arc down the line. If not, I'll just throw him to whatever horrors come at me. Into the lake he goes. Oh, no, I can't do that. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Love ya. Bye-bye.